alles auf den Punkt bringen.
Oh my goodness!
Da wird's eng. Wow, da geht einer massiv fliegen.
What an amazing move!
Das ist Rennsport at its best.
It's a brand new season for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. A new title sponsor, new and returning circuits on the calendar, a fiercely competitive field of drivers with 13 brand new drivers and 13 returning drivers, all with the same goal. Can anybody beat the most successful driver in the history of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany? 16 races over 8 weekends in 5 different countries. 9 teams with 10 nations represented will go head-to-head in an attempt to stop the man who is destroying the records on a weekly basis. And can that man there do that job? He was fighting a virus yesterday, not feeling 100%, but it didn't stop. Huub van Eindhoven taking his first ever pole position in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. But the man they all want to beat starts alongside him. The defending champion, the most successful driver in the history of this series, starting second on the grid. Hello everybody, welcome to Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Dino Ferrari. We are in Imola, a circuit that is 4.909 kilometers around with 19 turns, 9 to the right and 10 to the left. It is a field of drivers that is absolutely packed with talent. Larry ten Voorde returns back to his roots. Last year we saw him winning the title for Team GP Elite, but he's back with Huber competition this week. Proton Huber competition for this year, in fact, but it is Team GP Elite that line up alongside him because that's who Huub van Eindhoven is racing for on pole. But the other driver for Team GP Elite is Ariel Levy, and he starts third on the grid. Ariel Levy, who is the new champion of Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, who lines up third on the grid, and he has moved across to Team GP Elite, and it has been a real shot in the arm for him. He has found all sorts of pace, but that man there, Harry King from Great Britain for Jan Kasperlik's Allied Racing, he has unfinished business. He's back again for his second season in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He will be looking to emulate what he did this time last year at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, where he won on debut. Another big name joining Carrera Cup Germany, Marvin Klaar in the number 21 car, a former 2-times champion of Porsche Carrera Cup France, and he has been very rapid from the moment he has set wheel here at Imola. So much talent in this field. You saw Nathan Sharp there. We saw him last year in ADAC GT4 Germany. He's now stepping across into Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. And the man who stole the headlines on so many levels last year, Robert de Haan, he guested Zandvoort. He is the reigning Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux champion, and he joins us here also for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2024. It is round 1 of 8 rounds, 16 races this year, starting here at the historic Imola circuit. It's the first of 2 weekends back-to-back. We are at Oschersleben next weekend in Germany for round 2, and then we head to Zandvoort. So much Dutch representation on the field here, at Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. And the Zandvoort circuit will be perfect for some close racing. Then, for the first time ever, we head to Budapest in Hungary for the Hungaroring round 4, and that's in June for rounds 7 and 8, races 7 and 8 of the season. Then the Nürburgring, Sachsenring, Red Bull Ring, and it all comes to an end at Hockenheim in October, as is now becoming traditional in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. If you are new to this kind of racing, it is short, sharp, gloves off, sprint racing. And there is Flint Scheuring. Great to welcome the next of the Scheuring dynasty onto the grid here in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Of course, Maurice Scheuring, who was a winner last year in this series, has now moved into world endurance racing, proving to be very rapid there indeed. His younger brother, Flint, looking to emulate him, and he has been qualifying well here at Imola. There is the grid scrolling through your screen. It is Huub van Eindhoven taking his first ever pole position. Larry ten Voorde alongside Ariel Levy and Harry King on row 2. Theo Overhaus, the rookie champion, keep an eye on him, starting on the 4th row with Alex Tauscher, another driver who was really showing well in Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe over the winter months. Cas Havercourt on row 6, another newcomer, but very quick in the team GP Elite. Janis Stierk up there. Also, keep an eye on James Kellett from the UK. He came second in Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain last year, and he joins the German series, looking to make his mark, looking to put himself in the shop window. If you can win here in this, which is undeniably the toughest Carrera Cup series in the world, then you really are a good driver. We're on to the formation lap, this race, which will be 30 minutes plus 1 lap. And this circuit, very, very important here to get the heat into the tyres. It's a circuit that we visited 2 years ago. We've never had the season opener here at Imola. So coming back here for the first time since 2022, and not quite the hot temperatures that we had when we were here 2 years ago when it was scorching hot. It is dry, but there are an awful lot of clouds around. There is the possibility of some rain. We're hoping we're going to get this, the first of 2 races this weekend, done and dusted before any of the wet stuff comes. But the drivers will be keen to get on with this because the wet weather can really throw a random element into the racing. And on this, the season opener, what we need is a bit of consistency, drivers getting used to the cars, a lot of drivers getting used to the series, and this circuit, which has undergone a few changes since we were here last. You can see a lot of gravel traps around the outside. Those gravel traps are deep, and once you're in them, there is no coming out of them. So the car's circulating around this 19-turn circuit, getting the heat into the tyres and into the brakes. And you can see the cars just running in that single file at the moment. Of course, just a very technical lap this, very, very important time. And that looks like moisture on the lens of the camera. Is it raining? It looks to me as though there may be some drops of rain in the air. And if that is the case, this could really change the whole complexion of this race. We just had a look outside the commentary box. It doesn't look as though it's raining here on this part of the circuit. We're situated just down on the home straight, but those drops on the camera lens are a little bit telling. So Huub van Eindhoven, a driver who is looking to improve on his best so far, and his best result so far was a 2nd place at the season closure at Hockenheim. It's his first pole position. He's only ever had 1 podium here, and he would dearly love to start off his season with a win. It's been a long, hard winter. Many of these drivers who have been preparing and hyping themselves up for this event. We were testing here 3 weeks ago, and a lot of the drivers just getting a feel for this circuit, getting a feel for the cars again, and now we are eager to get racing in this, the first of 16 races here in 2024. So, heat into the tyres, heat into the brakes. The cars are now on to the grid. We're just waiting for the last few cars to form up at the back of the pack. Then we will get indication from the rear to say that all is good to go. So, there is the man with the green flag. He says that everybody is in position, and we are about to commence with 30 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2024 is go! And it's Huub van Eindhoven who makes a great start. Keep an eye on Ariel Levy alongside Larry ten Voorde as the cars head down towards towards turn one. Hu van Eindhoven in the lead. Ariel Levy mugs Larry 10 Voorde. Harry King is in there as well. There's a car that's got off onto the gravel. It rejoins. We welcome back Timo Bernhardt's crew into Porsche Carrera Cup Germany after many years away, but it was one of the Bernhardt cars that went through the gravel trap. The rest of the cars now into single file, just surviving around Tamburello, the first few corners of the circuit towards Villeneuve and up to Tosa. Then it's up the steep climb up to turn 7 and turn 8 and turn 9. The car's running in single file. It looks as though everybody has survived so far, but Hu van Eindhoven doing exactly what he needed to do, stepping off that pole position. But Ariel Levy, he is walking around with an air of confidence this season. Having moved to Team GP Elite, he's really found his groove. He gained the confidence by winning the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe over the winter months, and he's got his eyes on the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany title this year, and he's found a route past Larry 10 Voorde, who's down into that third place. Car 23, Hu van Eindhoven under investigation for a jump start. So our pole sitter under investigation for moving before the lights went green, and this would be tragic if he were to lose or pick up a penalty as a result of that. Keep an eye on Theo Erbhaus and Alex Tauscher further back in the pack. So coming round to complete the lap, Hu van Eindhoven across the line. We're going to keep one eye on our timing screens. Car number 23 leading the way, but under investigation. Larry 10 Voorde in that third place, looking eager as he now chases Ariel Levy, the team that he raced for last year. Now Larry 10 Voorde back with the team that he won his first Carrera Cup Germany title with many years ago. There was a car going wide further back in the pack, and that is Colin Bernighausen, one of the new drivers into Porsche Carrera Cup Germany this year. And Bernighausen looks as though he's stranded in the gravel. That's out on turn 4, and we may well see a safety car. If he can't get it going, then we may well see a safety car, or we may see a full course yellow. New for 2024 in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. Full course yellows may be introduced. The car's running in single file at the moment. We've got yellow flags showing, and it looks to me as though he may have got going. Now let's have another look at this start. It's hard to tell from this angle, but did Hu van Eindhoven have the number 23 car rolling before the lights went out? If that is the case, then he will have a penalty incoming, and that would be so cruel. There was Colin Bernighausen just getting a wheel onto the curb, then into the gravel trap, and he didn't get too deep into the gravel, so he's been able to get it going. He is at the back of the pack, but Colin Bernighausen is able to rejoin, albeit at the very back. So the yellows, I think, are going to clear, and we should be able to continue racing. It is Hu van Eindhoven who is under investigation at the moment, who leads the way. Ariel Levy in second, Larry 10 Voorde in third place. Then it's Harry King. Then the leading rookie driver, Robert De Haan. Ahead of him, Marvin Klam. But challenges for position. Further back, that's Cas Havercourt, who is fighting with Flint Schuring, the number 16 car for Team Proton Huber competition. Flint in the battle there. Also in there is James Kellin. So fighting further back through the pack at the moment. The number 24 car, which is Cas Havercourt for Team GP Elite at the front of that pack. There's a lot of fighting further back as well. A penalty lap for car 23. Hu van Eindhoven will have to visit the penalty box. This is going to cost him the lead of the race. It's going to hand the lead over to Ariel Levy. So new for this year, for 2024, the penalty lap. It is an area on the exit of turn 7, which is about 50 metres long. The drivers will need to pass through that at no more than 60 kilometres an hour. It's off the racing line. So Hu van Eindhoven, as we look at Colin Bernighausen, whose problems continue, he gets out of the way for the cars coming past, but clearly he has problems with that car. Hu van Eindhoven will have to pull off the racing line and pass through the penalty area on the exit of turn 7. And it's only a short section of the track, but it will be enough to hand the lead to Ariel Levy. So Huub van Eindhoven leading the way at the moment. Ariel Levy may well have had the message to say that the car in front of him will be visiting the penalty box. He's got a couple of laps in which he needs to do it, otherwise a further penalty will be incoming. It's new for 2024, the penalty box, which is less of a penalty than a drive-through penalty, and it's something that's worked very well in other classes. We've seen it in DTM and GT Masters last year, and it means that the drivers pick up a penalty without utterly destroying their race, but it will be enough to relegate Huub van Eindhoven from that lead position at a turn 7. Now he's heading up there about now, and he will need to pull off that racing line. Here he goes through the penalty box, and you can see a whole load of cars. He will be so frustrated about that. He'd done all the hard work. Now Ariel Levy with the defending champion Larry Ten Voorde shadowing his every move. Ariel Levy looking for his first win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. He took his first ever win in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux last year, as we look at Huub van Eindhoven now further back in the pack in 6th place. He's got Robert de Haan from company, also Theo Overhaus in there as well. He's got a lot of work to do from there, but any chance of a top step of the podium finish for Huub van Eindhoven looks to be gone. He will be so frustrated about that. It was a brilliant pole position. As we look at that camera with the water on the lens again, Huub van Eindhoven, who put in that pole position lap towards the end of qualifying this morning. It was a different format of qualifying than what we've seen before in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. New for this year, qualifying just 12 minutes of qualifying for this race, and then another 12 minutes for tomorrow's race. And it was towards the end of that Huub van Eindhoven put in a lap which just came from nowhere really, and scored his first ever pole position, but that will feel like a dim and distant memory at the moment, as he is now down in 6th place. You can see a car going through the gravel trap. That was Huub van Eindhoven picking up the dirt, maybe overdriving slightly. You can see behind him Theo Overhaus. Now behind Theo Overhaus is Alex Tauscher, the man who has been getting quicker and quicker every time we've seen him. He had a very strong season in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe, in 8th place at the moment, but now behind the rookie champion from last year, Theo Overhaus, another driver who is looking for his first ever win in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. It's Ariel Levy who leads the way at the moment. Larry Ten Voorde in 2nd, Harry King in 3rd, Marvin Clan just quietly there in 4th place. Then Robert de Haan, who is our leading rookie, and then Huub van Eindhoven, having been in the lead in 6th place ahead of Theo Overhaus and Alex Tauscher. We also have the Pro-Am race, Zoran Spreng leading the way there. Zoran Spreng, the defending champion, he's in 20th place overall, and he is the defending Pro-Am champion. He's also the champion, the Pro-Am champion from Porsche Carrera Cup Middle East. He won that over the winter months. Another driver has really found an awful lot of pace in the last couple of years, currently leading in that Pro-Am category in 20th place. The 44 car, James Kellett, with Flint Schuring for company. Flint Schuring, who has been coming up through the ranks, was very, very rapid in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux last year, and finished in 5th place in that championship, and he is every bit as quick as his brother. But James Kellett, who really stepping up to the mark, has joined ID Racing team of Iris Dor, and along with Keanu Bloom, another newcomer to this series, representing ID Racing here, and James Kellett from the UK, who has been so successful. He was so quick last year in Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain. He finished 2nd in the championship behind Adam Smalley, and that's another driver who's finished in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany in the last couple of years, but he won more races than anybody else in Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain, and now steps up to the German series in 10th place. So a pretty solid run for his debut here, but would really love to move forward. And at the moment, Flint Schuring putting the pressure on, testing him And of course, for many of these drivers, the first time they will have ever raced here at the Imola circuit. It's a new circuit to many, many drivers, so learning it as they go. Ariel Levy, he's raced here before. Larry Voorde has done a fair few laps around here as well. And it's Harry King in that third place. That's your 1, 2, 3. There is Robert DeHaan, the leading rookie, in fourth place. Ahead of them, Marvin Clan, just very quietly in that fourth place in the number 21 car. Now, I did mention Team 75 Bernhard. Great to have them returning after 8 years away. Timo Bernhard, whose team has been in a DTM for the last couple of years, rejoining, going back to the roots, the team that has been headed up by his sister, Jennifer Lysing. And they have two very, very quick drivers in Robert DeHaan and Janis Stiak. Keep an eye on Janis Stiak in car number 15. At the moment, he is in 13th place, so just about mid-pack. But one of the real rapid charges, of which there are many. And there is Alexander Hartvig in the Allied racing car now. He is going slowly, so clearly an issue there for Alexander Hartvig. He continues, but at a much reduced pace. So it looks as though he has a technical issue, showing him 25th at the moment. Colin Berninghausen, the new driver that is behind him. That was the driver who had the off earlier on in the race. 18.5 minutes remaining. There is Søren Spreng in 19th place, the leading Pro-Am driver. Second in the Pro-Am race is Mikael Esman. He's currently in 22nd place, and Ahmed Al-Shihab in 23rd. Great to welcome Sam Shaheen, who is 4th in the Pro-Am race and 24th overall. But the Pro-Am race is so competitive and so tight, and it was Ahmed Al-Shihab who chased Søren Spreng all the way to the Pro-Am title last year, and Søren Spreng just getting it at the final post. Back to the lead of the race, Ariel Levy. Larry Voorde is not done yet. He's looking at the car that he was driving last year for Team GP Elite. Now he races for Proton Hubert competition, and he fancies his chances getting in front. The man who breaks records pretty well every time he races at the moment. The most successful driver in the history of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. There's Keanu Bloom, the youngest driver, just 16 years old, youngest driver in the field, and he is in 19th place, the Pro-Am leader just ahead of him, Søren Spreng. But this is what's captivating us here, the battle for the lead. Larry Voorde around towards turn 8 and turn 9. Up over the hill they come. Ariel Levy leading the way under pressure. Can he keep it together, keep it calm? Marvin Klein in the number 21 car has Robert DeHaan for company. Robert DeHaan in 5th place. Remember how strong he was when he guested in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup back in Zandvoort, and he was incredibly strong there, but looking to challenge for the championship this year. And now behind the Porsche Carrera Cup France champion from 2 and 3 years ago, Marvin Klein in that 4th place. There's the lead three. 1, 2, 3. They've broken away. Ariel Levy, Larry Voorde, Harry King. You can see from your graphic, Marvin Klein is the fastest man on the track in 4th place. So clearly has got something in the bag. Then it's Robert DeHaan, Huub van Eindhoven in that 6th place, having started on pole position and then received that penalty for the jump start in 6th place. Behind him, Theo Urberhaus, Alex Tauscher in 8th place, Cass Havercourt and James Kellett rounding out the top 10 ahead of Flint Schuring and Sebastian Freimut, Janis Stiak, Zena van Serlen and Horst Felix Feldmayer rounding out the top 15. There is Alex Tauscher in 8th place. Cass Havercourt, who was very impressive in the Porsche Sprint Challenge Southern Europe Series over the winter months. He won 2 times out of 4 races. He only took part in 4 races and he won 2 of them. That's how good he is. And he's running for Team GP Elite, so a very, very rapid driver. So he also has his eyes on certainly the rookie championship, and he's running second in the rookies at the moment. But with the likes of Robert De Haan and Flint Schuring around him as well, he has got his work cut out. A driver who is having to look in his mirrors and look ahead. It's all about keeping calm and keeping it together. We reached the halfway point of the race, but it's Ariel Levy leading the way. The defending champion, Larry Voorde, in second place. Harry King in third place. Keeping an eye on them, and Harry King just closing in slightly on Larry Voorde. The 1, 2, 3 running together here on the circuit. Out of the final corner, they come out onto the pit straight. Now, Larry Voorde, if he tries to make a move on Ariel Levy and it doesn't stick, he may well leave the door open for Harry King in that third place. Ariel Levy just keeps it together. He needs to keep hold of that racing line. This is the part of the circuit where he's likely to be most vulnerable, around Tombarello, up towards Villeneuve, and then to Tosa, and then it'll be the sharp left-hand turn. So Alex Tauscher under investigation for leaving the track and gaining an advantage. Tauscher, who's currently in that 8th place. Larry Voorde takes a look to the inside of Ariel Levy. He finds a gap, exactly what he needs. The two cars running side by side. Harry King chooses to follow Larry Voorde, keeping an eye on them, but it's Larry Voorde who takes the lead. That's a big lock-up going into the corner. Was that from Ariel Levy or Harry King? Smoke coming from the cars, but Larry Voorde into the lead. Ariel Levy now under pressure from Harry King for that second place. The 1, 2, 3 running together. Larry Voorde, he just waited for that moment, saw that gap and moved through into the lead. Ariel Levy down into second place under immense pressure from Harry King. Marvin Klan a little bit further back, so not able to challenge for a podium at the moment. Harry King almost making contact with Ariel Levy. They run side by side in towards turn 17 under braking, and Harry King has the inside line. He squeezes his way past car number 25, and Ariel Levy, in the space of one lap, goes from first place down into third. Marvin Klan there in that 4th place, just behind them, and Robert De Haan also now reeling in the leaders as well. Larry Voorde, he's broken away. It was 9/10 of a second last time they crossed the timing beat. So Larry Voorde taking control of this race. Harry King in that second place. Now Ariel Levy, far from giving up on this one, is fighting back, putting the pressure back onto the Allied Racing number 19 car. But Marvin Klan in the background is just there as well, ready to pounce if these two drivers get together. There's Alex Tauscher, who's now received a black and white flag for track limits. Alex Tauscher, the black and white flag, it is a warning. It doesn't mean that he will be dropped at the moment, but if he picks up too many more penalties like that, then he may well get a grid drop or some kind of penalty later on in the season. There is Harry King in second place, suddenly looking vulnerable to Ariel Levy. So the car that was leading just a lap ago, currently in third place, now looking to fight back. All of this is allowing Larry Voorde to stretch his legs at the front. 1.265 seconds is the gap between first and second. Our leading rookie, Robert De Haan, in 5th place, just at the back of that queue. Behind him, Huub van Eindhoven. And our leading Pro-Am driver in 18th place, Zoran Spreng. 18th overall, but leading in the Pro-Am category. There is Alex Tauscher. Once again, he's got Cas Havercourt for company. Now, car 1 and 25 under investigation for incorrect overtaking. So Larry Voorde and Ariel Levy, first and third, are under investigation for incorrect overtaking. Now, it may have been that Larry Voorde crossed track limits, trying to make a move past his Cas Havercourt, moves to the inside of Alex Tauscher, steals that position away. So Alex Tauscher now down into 9th place, Havercourt up into 8th. But this is very significant, this investigation, because if Larry Voorde is asked to move back behind Ariel Levy. It will hand the lead to Harry King. Alex Tauscher fighting back with Cass Havercourt. This is for 8th place. Tauscher and Havercourt, two of the real young, talented, charging drivers. Havercourt making his debut in the Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this year. 2/3 of the race gone, 10 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap. We've got one eye on the timing screen because the outcome of this race could be decided by the stewards if a penalty is awarded to Larry 10 Voorde. At the moment, he's leading the way by 1.6 seconds over Harry King. And behind Harry King, Ariel Levy. The challenge has just settled back a little at the moment. Ariel Levy maybe looking after the tyres so that he can wind himself up for a challenge later on. We've seen it so many times in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany where drivers have taken too much out of the tyres early on and left themselves vulnerable at the end. Larry 10 Voorde taking a very wide line out of turn 19 as he headed out towards the pit straight. A black and white flag has been shown to Flint Schuring. That is the track limits. There is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all running together. Theo Overhaus at the back of that queue, and then Cass Havercourt, having found that route past Alex Tauscher, now looking to close in on that lead and battle as well. Larry 10 Voorde, he's decided to take number 1 this year. The gold and black car looks spectacular here in the sunshine at Imola, and I have to say the sun is shining at the moment. Looks like the threat of rain has hopefully moved on. A nice dry track. Larry 10 Voorde leading the way. The reigning champion, the 3-time champion in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, ahead of Harry King, car number 19, who made such a strong start to the season, winning on debut last year. But then his season perhaps not going as well as he had hoped. He's come back, he says it's unfinished business. That's another of the Allied cars. It is Nathan Sharp in car number 3, who's gone wide. He's rejoined, so he was in 17th place. A little trip through the gravel trap, and he rejoins. It'll take him a few corners just to get those tyres cleaned up, but he's kept it going, and he's making his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany here this weekend at Imola. There's your race leader first, having broken clear of Harry King in second. Ariel Levy in that 3rd place. This is the fight for 4th. Marvin Klan with Robert De Haan behind him. The leading rookie, Robert De Haan, for Team 75 Bernhard. Timo Bernhard's team back on the grid here in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. And he is pushing forward, putting the heat on. Robert De Haan, a driver who has gone behind the wheel of a Porsche in the last couple of wheels and absolutely come alive. He is the outgoing champion in Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. He has been spectacular in Porsche Mobile 1 Super Cup as well, and he now challenges the 2 times Porsche Carrera Cup France champion, who's decided to move to the German series for this year, and a welcome addition. Marvin Klan is as well in that number 21 car. So further back there is Flint Schuring, Sebastian Freimut challenging him for position. That is for 11th. Flint Schuring, who was very quick in free practice earlier on. Janis Stiak, keep an eye on him in 13th place. Another of the Team 75 Bernhard cars just at the back of that pack at the moment, putting the pressure on Sebastian Freimut. I haven't seen any notifications in relation to the race leader, Larry 10 Voorde. Remember, 1st and 3rd are under investigation for potentially incorrect overtaking. We haven't seen anything on the timing screens at the moment. 6 minutes remaining plus 1 lap. It's the Proton Huber competition car, Larry 10 Voorde, who leads by about 1.5 seconds. So Harry King has just pegged it back by about 1/10. And you can see Marvin Klan sliding the car into the gravel trap. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Robert De Haan. De Haan knows this is his moment to pounce out of the final corner. They come onto the pit straight. De Haan has the line. It's going to be car number 14 who steals the position away. Robert De Haan and Marvin Klan side by side. It's De Haan at the front at the moment. Marvin Klan down into that 5th place, and Robert de Haan up into 4th place. We knew he was always going to be rapid. 4th place, leading rookie. Now, how far back is he from Ariel Levy? Well, he's a couple of seconds back, and with 5 minutes remaining of this race, he's going to struggle to reel him in. But 4th place, he had to work for that. It was a mistake from Marvin Clan, who allowed him through on the inside. Larry Ted Voorde, 1.6 seconds is that lead. There's the number 12 car of Senna Van Zerlen. Further back at the moment, another driver making his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this year. You see Flint Schuring at the front of that queue. Looking at a replay here, and that was Sebastian Framer. Ahead of him, Flint Schuring going very wide. Janis Stick in there as well. And Senna Van Zerlen at the back of that pack, unable to take advantage at the moment. But it is all so tight here. The car's separated by absolute fractions of a second in this fight. 4 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap. Larry Ted Voorde leading the way from Harry King. Larry Ted Voorde has opened it up, another 0.3 of a second, so he's up to about 1.9. Now, make that 2.1, so just in that final sector, Larry Ted Voorde now stretching his legs. Harry King in that 2nd place. The only way he could potentially get to the top step of the podium in this race will be if the stewards do apply a penalty to Larry Ted Voorde. Ariel Levy in that 3rd place, still trying to keep the pressure on. That's your 1, 2, 3. There is Robert de Haan stealing the headlines, moving forwards, leading in the rookie category in 4th place. Marvin Clan in 5th, and then Hu van Eindhoven a little bit subdued after that visit to the penalty box. The defending or outgoing rookie champion from 2023, Theo Overhaus in 7th. He's broken clear of Cas Havercourt. So we have 3 minutes remaining, plus 1 lap of this, the first of 16 races in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2024. We look at Flint Schuring in that 16th place, in that number 16 car in 11th place. Sebastian Freimut behind him in 12th, and Janis Stiak. Schuring has broken clear a little. Senna Van Zerlen might have something to say about what's going on ahead of him. He's in a points-paying position. Horst Felix Felbermayr in the last of the points-paying positions in 15th place. Zoran Spreng still leads the way in the Pro-Ams, 20th place over all. Mikael Esman, 2nd in the Pro-Am in 22nd place. And it's Gianluca Tucciaroglu who is in between them, another driver making his debut in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this weekend. One of 13 drivers joining the series. A spectacular, successful series in 2024. You can see how hard Larry Ted Voorde is still pushing, still bumping over the curbs. He's broken clear of Harry King by some 2.438 seconds. So he's continuing to push. Harry King in the 2nd place, clear of Ariel Levy in 3rd at the moment. And then Robert de Haan, the leading rookie, in that 4th place, running in single file with 1.5 minutes plus 1 lap remaining up towards turn 9. Our leader comes around turn 10 and up towards 11 and 12, a fairly windy part of the section, a fair bit of undulation as we head out of Tosa, which is turn 7, and up towards 8 and 9, and quite a steep climb. But the best overtaking opportunities out of turns 18 and 19, out onto the pit straight towards the famous Tombarello corner. But nobody's anywhere near Larry Ted Voorde at the moment. He has been so dominant. He's returned back to his roots. The Huber competition team who've now got together with Proton as well to form Proton Huber competition. And Larry Ted Voorde, whatever he drives, he's so successful. So 35 seconds remaining of timed racing, so it'll be this lap plus 1 more after this, and we'll be on to the final lap of the race. seconds remaining. Once the clock strikes 0, it'll be the +1 lap. So Larry Voorde, he was under investigation. We've seen nothing else about that. He's built up his lead to 2.6 seconds over Harry King. Robin Hahn in that 4th place. So there's Jan Seifert in the number 98 car, locking up. Seifert, who is in 16th place, so he's just out of the points-paying positions for HP Racing and A-Works, a new team of Harold Prochik getting together to form a new team called A-Works. Jan Seifert, one of their drivers here on the grid in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. The clock has struck 0. Larry Voorde is up to turn 11 at the moment, so it'll be about a lap and a half left. He is the fastest man on the track, as you can see from your graphic there, 1:43.6, so still putting in the hot laps. There's 2nd and 3rd. Are we going to see another challenge from Ariel Levy? Robert De Haan has wound them in, but time is now starting to run out. That man there, well clear of the fight for 2nd place. There's King, Levy, Robert De Haan. Behind Robert De Haan, Marvin Clan, having had that moment into the gravel trap, has picked it all back up again, but in 5th place, not really able to challenge. Hu van Eindhoven, our pole sitter, in 6th place, and then Theo Urberhaus. Here's Larry Voorde on his final lap in towards turns 3 and 4. Tamburello, the famous corner. And then up to Variante Villeneuve for the very last time. And then into Tosa, the sharp left-hand turn and up the hill. Ariel Levy, who did have that moment at the front, but now in 3rd place. Looking vulnerable, Robert De Haan, well, we said he might be too far back to challenge. Don't think anybody's told Robert De Haan that. Now lining up Ariel Levy. Is Robert De Haan going to make a final move to get on the podium in what remains of this lap? It will be very difficult in the 2nd half of this lap, where overtaking opportunities are not great, maybe forcing Ariel Levy into a mistake, but you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to force that to happen. Larry Voorde still leading the way in the final lap, up towards turn 15 for the last time. Out towards 16 and 17. Harry King in that solid 2nd place. And then here is the fight for 3rd. Ariel Levy, Robert De Haan, Marvin Clan there as well. And Hu van Eindhoven a little far back from them. But Larry Voorde in the final stages of this lap into turn 19. He comes out onto the pit straight. Larry Voorde, he started 2nd on the grid, but he finishes on the top step of the podium. The winner, race 1 of the season, goes to Larry Voorde, the defending champion, starting his season off exactly as he needs to. It's his 31st win in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, a phenomenal record. He stood on the podium at over 50% of the races that he's competed in this series. This will be his 68th podium finish. A phenomenal job from Larry Voorde. Harry King in that 2nd place. Ariel Levy holding off Robert De Haan for the last of the podium places. The winner in the rookie category, Robert De Haan, 4th on the road. 2nd in the rookies, Cass Harcourt in 8th. Overall, and Flint Schuring getting a podium in the rookies. Here comes Zoran Spreng, the leader in the Pro-Am category, and now the winner in the Pro-Am category. So both of the defending champions, that's Zoran Spreng and Larry Voorde, starting off their seasons with a win. But they've got another 15 races to go. It's going to be a long, hard season. It's not going to be easy. There are so many competitive drivers in this field. But Larry Voorde really showing real maturity and experience. He waited for that moment, he picked his time, and he made the move to get past Ariel Levy. There was that investigation that we saw about an incorrect overtake. We've had no further notifications, so it looks as though it will be Larry Tenforde who retains that win. The car's now on that wind-down lap, and a spectacular race from Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany here on the return to Imola. Larry Tenforde, a Dutch driver who takes the records and smashes them. Well, there's a familiar scenario. And Larry Tenforde continues to break the records, but it's another Dutchman there who leads the rookies, and Robert de Haan, who is looking to emulate his fellow countryman. And when he signed up for Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany this year, we knew he was going to be quick. He is the outgoing Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux champion, and he really dominated that championship last year. Harry King, well, it's a good result, but he was looking for that top step of the podium. He said, I've got unfinished business here in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. I want this championship. Second place, pretty good. A good haul of points. And of course, we get to do it all again tomorrow morning. And it will be an early start for these drivers. First event on the schedule. Of course, we're part of the World Endurance Championship here this weekend. A real privilege to be on the bill with this championship. There is Larry Tenforde from the car. The Huber team was so delighted when he rejoined them for this season. Now Proton Huber competition. The team in which he won his first championship back in 2020. And then, of course, he won last year for Team GP Elite. But this one means a lot.
Well done.
You can see the congratulations from the team in the pit lane. Some great slow-mos, pushing it hard over the curbs. They build them strong at Porsche, getting the car up onto two wheels. So, into part ferme they come. Let's take a look at that result. Larry Tenforde taking the win ahead of Harry King from Great Britain. Ariel Levy from Israel making it the 1-2-3. Then it's Robert de Haan, the leading rookie driver, ahead of Marvin Klam. And Huub van Eindhoven, our pole sitter, sixth, ahead of Theo Overhaus. Cas Havercourt, second in the rookies, ahead of Alex Tauscher and James Kellett. And Flint Schuring and Sebastian Freimert, 11th and 12th, ahead of Janis Stiak, Senna van Zerlen and Horst Felix Feldmeier, rounding out the points-paying positions in the overall championship. Jan Seifert, Nathan Sharp, Keanu Bloom, and Carol Kret and Gianluca Tucciaroglu rounding out the top 20. Then the leading Pro-Am driver, Zoran Spraying, taking the top step in the podium on that one, ahead of Michael Esman. Ahmed Al-Shihab, a fairly quiet race by his standards. Third, though, a podium in the Pro-Am race, ahead of Sam Shaheen. Non-finishers, Alexander Hartwig, and we saw Colin Berninghausen having that moment in the early stages of the race. But Larry Tenforde, who can stop the steamroller, the Dutch driver? And there is Christoph Huber, team boss of Huber Proton competition. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here at Imola, and it was Huub van Eindhoven who stepped off pole position to take the lead, but he was moving before the lights went out. You can see how much of a gap he had over Ariel Levy. The stewards had something to say about that, and there was going to be a penalty incoming. There was Colin Berninghausen losing the back end, went into the gravel track, was able to keep it going, rejoined at the back, but then went on to retire. Cas Havercourt, a great battle with James Kellett and Flint Schuring. The two cars are running side by side through that series of corners. That was Huub van Eindhoven going through the penalty box. That handed the lead over to Ariel Levy, who then lost that position to Larry Tenforde, who picked his moment to come through. Harry King smoking the tyres into the corner as well, but he found the route past Ariel Levy, relegating the driver from first down into third place in just a 3 or 4 corners. Harry King through into that second place, and Ariel Levy just holding on to that podium, but staring at the back of the number 19 car. Marvin Clam was working hard to hold on to his position, but Robert De Haan, the leading rookie, charging through the pack, found a route past car number 21, and Zoran Spreng, the defending champion in the Pro-Am category, winning in that category as well. It was Larry Ten Voorde who took the checkered flag in this, the first race of the season in car number 1. So, Larry Ten Voorde, who has broken the records, he shattered the records, and he takes another win here in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, as it is now called, a new title sponsor here in 2024. And you saw just before we cut away from that, the Proton Huber team holding up a banner, and it is in tribute to their team manager Gerhard Freundhofer, who very sadly died a couple of weeks ago in Barcelona, and everybody in the paddock is utterly heartbroken. A dreadful accident at Barcelona, and very much in our thoughts is his family and his wife Carola at the moment. Larry Ten Voorde has already said that if he stood on the podium, he was going to dedicate it to Gerhard. And I expect when we get on the podium, we will see a tribute. There is Harry King. Well, if you think driving one of these cars around half an hour is just a drive in the park, you can see there it's hard work. There was Harry King looking very tired, and there's Larry Ten Voorde. It looks like we're not going to be able to bring you the podium ceremony. We're running a little bit late here, but we do know that Larry Ten Voorde, who was going to and is going to dedicate his win to the team manager who sadly died, Gerhard Freundhofer, and our thoughts go with the Proton Huber team and with everybody. It is a big family here in Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany, and the loss of that man has been felt. And Larry Ten Voorde particularly wanted to win this for Gerhard, and we just look at the podium, but I know our time is running short, so we may not be able to bring you the full podium ceremony, but we do bring you Larry Ten Voorde, the winner of race 1 of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany. There is Ariel Levy in that 3rd place, trying to get him out quickly. There is Harry King, and 2nd, and here comes Larry Ten Voorde, the winner of race 1 of Porsche Sixt Carrera Cup Germany 2024. We'll be back tomorrow morning for the 2nd race of the season. Join us then here at Imola, the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo E. Dino Ferrari. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.